So let's talk about something that pretty much every business on the planet is facing: constant disruption. How do you build an organization that doesn't just get by, but actually thrives in all this chaos? Well, the secret might be to stop thinking like a manager and start thinking like an architect. That's the huge idea we're diving into today, straight from Suleman Anwar's incredible book, Organizational Development.
This quote from the book, it just gets right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? This isn't about slapping up some motivational posters or looking for a quick fix. Nope. It's about embedding change deep down into the very DNA of an organization. It's about building a place where speaking the truth is safe, where fairness is real, and where learning is just part of what you do every single day.
Okay, so why is this whole architect mindset so incredibly important right now? Well, it's because every modern organization is up against the same massive challenge. We have to totally rethink how we even approach the idea of change itself.
And let's be real, that term, the new normal, it's not just some buzzword we can ignore. The book makes it crystal clear. This is it. This is the permanent business environment now. We're living in a world of constant uncertainty, where risks are all interconnected and can ripple across systems. So that old way of thinking, where change is some big, rare project you manage once in a while, yeah, that's just not going to cut it anymore, not even close. So if the old model is broken, what's the alternative? The book points us straight to something called organizational development, or OD for short. And this is really important. It's not just another process. It's framed as a whole philosophy, kind of like the ethical backbone, the spine, for the entire company. And this definition right here is everything. See, OD isn't about a bunch of tools or templates. It's the intentional architecture of a company. You're designing it on purpose. And the foundation? That's that ethical spine we were just talking about. Values like dignity and integrity. They aren't nice-to-haves you add on later. They are the core design principles you build everything on. Which means how you make a change happen matters just as much as what that change actually is. Okay, so we've got the philosophy down. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. How do we actually do this? Well, the centerpiece of the whole book is this framework called Suleman's Model of Change, or SMC. Think of this as the hands-on operational blueprint. And there it is. Whoa, I know. You're probably looking at that and thinking, that looks a little complicated. But hang with me. Don't worry about it. It's just like the caption says. It's an architect's blueprint. And what do we do with a blueprint? We break it down. And that's exactly what we're going to do now, piece by piece, so you can see how it all fits together. So the first big idea baked right into this model is something called force field analysis. It's one of those concepts that sounds fancy, but it's actually brilliantly simple and super powerful. The idea is that any situation, right now, is being held in a delicate balance by a whole field of competing forces. And this slide shows that dynamic perfectly. It's like a tug of war. On one side, you've got the driving forces, the things pushing you towards change. Think new customer demands or a performance gap you just can't ignore. But on the other side, you've got these resisting forces pulling you back. And listen, this isn't just about people loudly protesting. The book points out that often the strongest resistance is super subtle, things leaders can totally miss. So job number one is to actually map out this entire force field and see what you're really up against. The model also gives us this classic three-phase lens to figure out where a change might be getting stuck. It starts with unfreezing. This is all about getting people ready, creating that sense of urgency, but also making it psychologically safe to even try something new. Then comes movement. This is the part you'd expect, actually doing the new things, changing behaviors. But here's the crucial final step, refreezing. This is where so many initiatives fail. It's about making sure the new way of doing things actually sticks, so the whole system doesn't just snap back to the old way like a rubber band. So how does this all come together in a process you can actually follow? Well, the SMC lays it out in a 6-phase cycle. And what's really insightful here is that it's a loop, not a straight line with a clear finish. It ends with build change capacity. That reinforces this huge idea. The real goal isn't just to finish one project. It's to build the organization's muscle for handling change again and again. Okay, this is where it gets super practical. How do you actually use this stuff? You turn it into a diagnostic checklist. So instead of just guessing why a change initiative is stalling, you can ask these incredibly targeted questions. What are people really resisting? Is there enough shared urgency and psychological safety for this to even have a chance? What are the old routines that are just waiting to pull everyone back to the old way of doing things?
All right, let's pull back and look at that full blueprint one more time. Now that we've broken it down, you can really see how all the pieces connect, right? It's mapping that whole push and pull of forces as they evolve over time. It takes you through unfreezing, movement, and refreezing. And it never forgets the human element, the stress that comes with it. It's just a brilliant, dynamic, and totally integrated way of looking at change.
So here's the real takeaway. Using a model like this isn't just about getting better at managing your next project. It's about building something way bigger, something much more fundamental and built to last. The true goal here is to design the organization's operating system, its OS. Think about that. It's about embedding new routines, new ways of governing, so that things like ethical behavior and continuous learning aren't special initiatives. They just become automatic. They're part of the daily workflow, just how things are done around here. So what does success actually look like on the ground? Well, the book gives us these really clear, observable signs. A mature organization, it's one that can change its routines quickly without the whole place descending into chaos. It's a place where fairness isn't just a word in a mission statement, you can actually see it in the procedures and decisions. And this one is huge. It's a place that treats problems as data, as a chance to learn and get better, not as an excuse to find someone to blame. And all of this leaves us with one final, really crucial question to ask ourselves. Take a hard look at your own organization. Is it truly designed for change, or is it just constantly reacting to it? What this blueprint really shows us is that intentional design isn't just some nice idea. It's absolutely possible, and frankly, it's the key to building a resilient future.